this game got played just around like noontime today, so it was down down to the wire as we expect with Icon. But Dolphins Bears matchup. We don't see it a lot, but it's one of those matchups that is one of those upper elite teams, just a notch below that Giants tier. What do you think of this matchup? Dolphins as P1 versus Chicago.
I'm surprised Icon took P1. Like, I mean, if you're him, and maybe he doesn't out tap Turbo regularly, maybe that's the issue. But like, if you're him, don't you just take the Bears? I mean, or do you not
Mhm.
want Turbo to have the Dolphins as P1, and that's why? Like, I guess I'm kind of like confused. I honestly think the Dolphins match up way better against the Bears. Maybe some people might think they might because the Bears defense, the Bears secondary and their defense as a whole, honestly, except for Singletary, it's just slow. It's just a slow D.
Hmm.
And I mean, I know there's a whole bunch of 44 RP guys, but like, it's slow. And with Marino's, pew pewing, it's just, especially if you get a good condition of like Duper or whatever, it's just, I think that the Dolphins can just completely carve up the Bears D personally. I mean, if you're playing with Marino correctly, and I'm sure you agree with this, you pretty much are not throwing into coverage, right? So it's just like, and who better to not than a 81 PS 69 PC QB, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think from like in my opinion, if it was me, I would have taken P1 just like as for like myself. But I think with Icon, definitely surprised he didn't take the Bears in the running game because I think he out taps Turbo. I know Turbo was one of the elite tappers years ago, but I don't know if he's at Icon's level at this point. But just surprised that Icon knew probably he was going to get the Dolphins and would have to kind of win the non-Icon way. But I mean the Dolphins as player one is nice. So Icon beat Neuhaus and MX to get here, where Turbo beat Big Wiz, like we talked about in that Pittsburgh Houston matchup, and then beating Darth Rockman. So I mean, looking at the Brewbot, I mean the Dolphins are favored barely. It's basically a pick 'em, I guess, if you just go by that. But me personally, I think I prefer the Bears in this matchup in general. But for me, P1 is the choice. But we'll see if Icon can do work with the
Why
Dolphins.
do you prefer the Bears in this matchup?
I don't know. I just think that like there's less CC opportunities. Obviously, it's not like the Dolphins have a lot of speed on offense, especially at receiver, where it's going to negate some of that slow Bears defense. It's just a slog with Miami on offense, even as player one, especially with no running game. So
Well,
I just like having the Bears, like having like the back and B option with Neil Anderson. For me, he was a non-tapper, but like as a tapper, having Neil Anderson and Bailey is nice.
do you think that maybe like if I don't you think like Icon has a huge advantage though if like Stratford or Smith or one of the 38 MS guys just going to good. So like I don't know. It's gonna be
For sure.
it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. So all right,
Yep, we'll find out.
let's get on to the game. War is gonna put up the poll. Um, Best team by far. Oh, I'm just reading MX's chat, and then we're gonna see what happens here. So on to the game. We got Icon as the Dolphins versus Turbo as the Bears. All right, Icon has won the toss, and I'm sure he's going to kick off. I don't think there's any advantage at all in not kicking off. Maybe if you are so strong offensively that you just know you're going to score and try to get put the pressure on them. Maybe I just don't see. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would actually return instead of kick off at this point. Poll is up, guys. If you feel compelled to vote. So Turbo doing the two running back method here with Bailey and Anderson. A lot of people will run with Bailey and put Anderson in at wide receiver to get some speed there. Obviously, the whole secondary The whole secondary, JJ picks Tom Zach, I believe. Yeah, all of them do. Actually, no, I'm sorry. JB Brown does not, but McKyer does 50% of the time, and Oliver and Williams do 100% of the time. Tom Zach, nice little spin there by Turbo. So obviously running the I form makes a ton of sense if you think he's gonna man a really bad D there by Icon, who's not known for his D, although has gotten better. So running the I form makes a lot of sense if you think he's gonna man Offerdell, but I mean obviously against the DBs it's just whatever. Oh, that is not a good throw by Turbo. That was just, I mean, if you're going to do it, maybe throw cross field, maybe, but that just didn't make any sense whatsoever. Maybe it was a mistap. Had guys open short. Like, I don't know what he was doing with that, especially with the grind he was able to do up to that point. I mean, it looked worse because of it looked like a P2 overthrow diver, but it really was just a bad decision regardless. And should not be seen as other than such. I don't necessarily get the I form here for Icon, or maybe it's just because he's comfortable with it, but like there's a 0 chance that you're gonna man Marino versus man Singletary versus Marino because it's just that 19 interception is not gonna do anything. So it just seems like maybe it's just a comfort thing more than anything else, and not because it actually makes sense. It also makes, oh man, why is he diving there? I would say that 2 running back system there also stops the ability to play Edmonds or Jensen, who are 2 of your, I mean, Edmonds is your, obviously, like, as fast as the other guys, so just, just getting receptions out of the game. It's just almost like you're using the Dolphins to grind instead of actually throw the ball. Tap off win by Turbo there. And really good D there by Turbo. A little surprised that we are doing the ground and pound with the Dolphins. And now, once again, the 2 running back program, I know you can throw Logan in, but it's like, what are we doing? Now you got Stratford. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Now you have no way to put Edmonds in unless you're going to put him at tight end and you're going to run with Page, or like, what are you doing? Like, I just don't understand why you're not going to play. And I know people are saying in the chat they agree with this. I don't understand why you're not going to play to the strengths of the team. Sean Gallen bad too. So if you threw Clayton in at wide receiver 2, which he was, but now he's not. But if he was, if you don't have Wolford back there or he's being carried, you could potentially get a CC on Gale. Also, you could burn Gale with the 50 MS on burn routes, maybe like pass 2 burner. But anyway, I don't get Manning Morrissey on a field goal instead of Singletary. What is going on around here? Am I missing something? So to recap that drive, Icon did ground and pound with the 38 MS Miami running backs instead of throwing the ball ever. And then Turbo stops him, forces a field goal, and then somehow through all that, Turbo, instead of manning Singletary on a field goal block, manned Morrissey in bad at 25 RP, which I understand they get a boost sometimes, but what the hell? Wow, what a dangerous throw there. Turbo just not giving any fucks whatsoever about anything and throwing the ball into coverage. And then also doing it with Tom, Zach, and Bad, by the way. So now he's going like 38-25. Well, man, like some of this decision making. Granted, they're here, and I know I'm just the peanut gallery, but man, I just don't get it. We have a Dave Murray sighting here in the chat. Welcome, Dave. And good drive there. That one decision aside by Turbo to march down the field. You kind of think that, obviously that controversial pass aside, that's exactly what he was doing last drive before he just threw to the only covered guy in the whole field. So let's see if he can stop Icon again, or if Icon actually tries to throw the ball. And so that's when you know that something's really amiss, is that literally you're playing the Dolphins and you're guessing run. Things looking bleak here for Icon right now. Oh, Icon got super lucky that everyone was open on that play. And I actually thought that whoever he was manning, I don't know if it was Carey or Wolford, were in position to the JJ block that. And now he's off to the races with his 38 MS running back. For those of you who actually watch Icon games when he spams run, he really honestly doesn't get big runs often. He gets many small runs because you're just bloating up on run, and then he gets a play like that where some blockers spring him free or something, and that's what increases his running yardage. A 13-12 tap off there, and just tripped up there at the end. So, can Turbo hold here? That's the question. And no, the answer is no. Surprised that Turbo would run, so basically Icon's running a play that is made to mitigate, I know some people can do linebacker 3 with that play very easily, but not as much, more like the run 2 dive. So Icon's running a play that is supposed to mitigate linebacker 3, or make it easier, and then Turbo uses linebacker 3 anyway. But good answer drive there by Icon. So now Harbaugh's in there at 50-31. I don't think Neal's fast enough to get there before someone comes in. I wonder if Icon's going to rush and then make it easier for Turbo. We're going to find out right here. Okay. Oh, it's single coverage. So he's just got to... Oh, look at the line hold up. Just got to scramble around, throwing it to him. I don't think there's enough space. We're going to find out. Oh, boy. Oh, he needed one more second there. So basically, whoever said to throw Tom Zach in the chat, that actually probably would have worked, because if you had thrown that with a 38 PS, he would have been in the end zone. I don't know if he would have had much time there with the scrambling he was doing, but Tom Zach, in his passing speed, would have gotten Neal to the end zone. So Icon actually with the chance of double dip here after all that. All right. So great conditions here for Icon. Clayton's in good. Now Logan's in good. So he finally has his 44 MS running back. And then defensively, Carrier now in bad too. So just things not good, except he does have Singletary. Ain't it good? Oh boy. Oh boy. I thought that might have been a safety there. And obviously Turbo's a little upset. I don't know why Icon's upset. And now Turbo manning Carrier, which I don't think I agree with at this point, just because of how slow he is. Like maybe man Stinson, unless you think you're gonna get run at. And just not getting the coverage. Oh, the JJ block. I wonder who that was. Maybe Dent. That might have been Dent. Maybe. Or not Hampton. Hampton's white. Isn't Hampton white? Singletary maybe? Interesting. Big play here. Everyone's covered. Good. Oh, no, not everyone's covered. Was going to be a good blitz. Nice job by Turbo covering there on that fourth down. I didn't even realize it was fourth down. That's how bad I am. And good job by Turbo there to force Icon to scramble and then wait for his drone to get up there. If you're Icon, you got to throw the ball. Just throw the ball into coverage to Clayton or whoever and just hope for the best. Man, Muster 100%, or I don't know who that was. No, Muster 100% destroyed David Griggs on that run. Like, he threw the guy so far into the backfield and then chased after him. That was funny to watch. Well, Icon blew his golden opportunity to double dip, and so now I'd say this game plan is kind of in Turbo's favor. Icon's not really a big chunk player. Obviously, he's still trying to run the ball with the Dolphins, and so at this point, you got to think the timing is going to be in Turbo's favor. Oh, Singletary in good, saying, no, you didn't. I think you punt. I think Icon should punt. I don't think he should go for this. But okay. And 4th and 6, and you're going to run. Oh, and it worked because Turbo gambled. Turbo did not need to gamble there. I get it. He had so much help around him. He could have just grappled and hoped for the best. Man. Wow. He literally had him stop dead to rights. Had 2 or 3 guys that were ready to gang tackle him with him. Icon's so afraid to throw deep, but literally Marino's PS is so lethal. He could have thrown a wide receiver 2 there and probably score a touchdown because there's 0 chance the deep drone is going to get there in coverage in time. 0 chance. Oh, man, does not get the drone love there. So, like, honestly, the Bears are flying all over the place, and it's Icon still just chunking plays. Now Wolford's an excellent. You got to think that Turbo's got to start manning Wolford. 50 RP, 75 interception, just has to. Sammy Smith now good. Marino now and good. That's not good. Well, that's not good for Turbo. And now Brown and Mackay are in good. So now everyone's JJ picking. 3 people JJ picking 100% of the time, and 1 person JJ picking 50% of the time in the Dolphin secondary for Tom Zach. So, man. So just like to perfection, when Icon needs to run clock, he has 2 44-match running backs, just like everyone predicted, and somehow his bullshit playbook actually is probably going to work. For what it's worth, I actually don't think Turbo uses the condition checker, for those of you guys mentioning it in the chat. I mean, the good news is that there's a ton of time left, and now Icon can't burn enough time to, well, there, as I said, to not give Turbo a chance. So now the game is in Turbo's hands. It's just that Turbo doesn't have the best offensive conditions. Neil Anderson in bad. None of his quarterbacks in good. Bailey in bad. You know, his 2 best skill players on offense are in bad. So basically, Turbo here is either going to score based on luck or Icon really messing up. I don't really see an in-between at this point, if he scores at all. Oh, nice return here. 38 MS. Let's go. So 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Only needs a field goal to get to overtime. Obviously, conditions do not favor Turbo in overtime, especially if he doesn't get the ball. But we'll see. Oh, he's got the crosser. I wonder if he's going to lure him to sleep with these scrambles and then take the shot when he sees Icon cheating. It seems that way, doesn't it? So, like, right there, right? You go, you act like you're going to run, and then before you hit the line, you back up, get Icon to chase you and come and commit towards you. Oh, nice run there. Almost had a house call there if he could just find the space. And then throw it down the field. Right there. He had him committed to stopping the run and could have thrown wide receiver 1 over the top. Icon selling run. So at least, okay, so now Turbo's in field goal range. And granted, I think, obviously Aberdell or whoever can get in the cut screen there. But now he's actually in range to at least tie the game. So you can't really, now you're kind of in a position where you can't really make a mistake, or else you're kind of in trouble. And you've got, once again, right there, you could have thrown over the top to wide receiver 1. Yeah. I don't know what I was saying. You can just, oh, wow. Why dive? Don't fumble. What a move! Made him lose speed! Oh my god! Oh, going for the win! Holy shit! Wow. That was such bad defense. Can he get out of bounds fast enough here? Can he get out of bounds? Is the play picked? Oh, on the big play, he gets in! On the big play, he gets in easily! Wow! Oh, I would be sick. Obviously it was terrible defense, but I would be so sick. Did I pick the correct play and still didn't get there? I think, honestly, getting McKyer there was probably a bad idea because you just want him there to stop it. Holy God. Oh, wow. All right, War. Bring it back. What? Dude.
First of all, do you think he intended to go for it, or he just panicked? Because he had time to call a timeout.
Did he have timeouts left? I don't even know.
I don't even remember either, but that's crazy. Bruce said it best. Like Icon died by the eye for him in that play. First of all, he manned DB2.
Which you don't man. Like
No,
if you guess the play, the last person you should man is the person closest to the running back after he gets a toss. No way. Like you got to man anyone else. Anyone up top. Like man
yeah,
linebacker, you know what I'm not even and obviously not Offerdell. Like man like maybe like DB4 if you want. Like what are you doing?
yeah. I think that might have freed him up to make that cut
That's what
inside
I.
of the
That's what I
touchdown.
mean.
That was
He was
crazy, you
wide open,
know.
dude. That cut was wide open, wide open. I think it's because he manned DB2. Like
Uh,
I don't actually know. Brew
God.
would know better than us, but like, dude,
Man, what a game! I mean, that was ballsy. I mean, big balls. Randy Wags. Does he still have the crown after that, or you think
no, he's got the
that's what Turbo?
he's got the crown because Randy actually like collectively decided when I still think he's got the crown personally,
Okay.
but
But that was incredible. I mean, that run, first of all, like to get there and then to not get out of bounds, like to take that tackle at the 1 yard line, that was just insane.
well, I thought he
Um,
was gonna get in. I didn't think he was gonna get tackled. Like I thought after he made that juke, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna get in. He's actually gonna get in, and then he didn't. I'm like, oh fuck. And then I'm just like looking at it, and I said, wait, is he really gonna? And then without even no menu tap, nothing, immediately called a play. Somehow Icon picked his play and it didn't work. Like I mean, how many times have you picked a run play and you're able to tackled 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then once in a while you see those run plays where somehow you just gain whatever you want, and it's just
yeah, but the thing is, like, not even that, like knowing his play got picked, he didn't even try to go out of bounds. Like he
well,
tried
that's what
to
I
run it in.
and
Like,
and
you know what I
and,
mean? Like
and,
as soon as you saw that rush, you head outside,
and
right?
that's what I thought. Like he could have. Like I thought if he'd ran
There were
straight.
6 seconds.
If
Yeah,
he had
definitely
ran
enough time.
straight, I looked when he made his cut with 2 seconds left. So if he had ran straight out of bounds, he probably would. I'm almost positive he would have made it out of bounds. So
Oh man, insane. But congrats to Turbo for making it to the Final Four. He's been the number one overall seed all along. So no surprise he's here, but that was an incredible ending to that game. So hats off to him and great run by Icon.
yeah, I what a game. I can't. I just don't even know what was coming up next if that wasn't the last game. I mean, so if you guys know, like War kind of like puts this in order, whatever order he's fit. But like a lot of times he can like he'll order it so the last game is usually a really good game. I would assume like he's never gonna put like a sleeper of all the 4 games in last. So like if that is not the last game, I don't even know what this game has in store for us. I'm just be honest with you.
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to
All
the
right,
pregame.
all right, here we go.
So we got the man who is the number one player we have today, DPS, going up against AC Slater, who came in as the number two overall seed in the bracket.